Just for the demonstration, I am showing you the exam question for data analytics specialty. Okay, so see here, if you just go through this question, chances are you won't be able to guess the correct answer here.
Okay, so this certification also it will be an MCQ. They won't ask you to write any code,
No, no, no,
right?
no.
I'm just asking.
It's completely MCQs only. And if you just try this question, just take your 2 minutes on, just try this question. Let's see.
No, I think it's C.
Yeah, I think it's C only. If you see, yeah, it's D. Yeah, but it's C actually only. This website is actually, they have 70 to 80% same questions as the main exam. Okay, but that's the reason why they just show you the wrong answer here. But if you see that, open the discussion board here, you will gain the answer is actually C, 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 C. Okay, so this exam topics you can actually choose for your practice. That's what I'm trying to say. Practice first, then go for the exam. Just don't go blindly into the exam after this course. Yeah, so
Okay.
it's actually correct one, C. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, meanwhile I had resumed my cluster. Let's see what's the status here. Almost going to be done. How many guys we have? Only 2. Okay. So yeah, this is actually the website you can try on. You still need to enhance the knowledge on the security side. We haven't covered the security in that much detail that is actually required here. Okay. Securities you will need, and what else? You need to enhance some details on Kinesis side. The 2 things actually I haven't covered in this course, that is KPL and KCL. That's the 2 topics. Okay. Kibana is actually open source dashboard. That is also we are not covering because it's a BI tool. You also need to learn this, but you should know what is Kibana at least. Yeah, this is the website you can try here. They have around 100 questions, and 50 questions are free, and then you have to pay for that.
Okay.
Yes, Amma. Hello.
No, I haven't asked anything.
Yeah, actually, I thought you said something. Okay. No issue.
Yeah, I have something background noise. I don't know. Yeah.
Actually, there's an opening in the Bedla soft. What is Varsha? If you want, I can just forward that guy contact you.
Okay, sure.
I also got a call from this company called CS Disco. Don't know what exactly they are doing, and I also got a call from Bain. Bain, I was also interested, but now they are not following back to me also.
Yeah, actually, I have like what I am thinking is like I will get some certification and then I will look out for the job again.
Keep looking for
Because
job also. It's
hmm.
not, there's no harm in keep looking job also, and they fail for certification. And now see, now you know things practically. Okay, doing things practically, clearing interview questions, and having certificates. These are 3 different streams. Maybe some parts are overlapping, but still you need to gain some different skills there. So I'm just waiting for this one to be completed.
Okay.
Okay, meanwhile, we can fix our data. So what is the location I'm using here? Don't need this one. We need this one. So what is the location I'm referring here? It is data engineer course Airbnb. So now we will go on to this location. And Airbnb, need to delete this file. Upload that files. This is done. We will also need AWS glue. Okay, and we need to come inside this ETL jobs. And what is the job project? Do you see anything called project? No. Maybe I can search. One. This is the job I'm using. It's actually the same code that we have here. So what I'm going to do right now, okay, I'm comment my code till the last. I've just commented my code. I just want to run my initial few lines, okay, such as reading the file and getting the data. One more thing that I will be needing, I need to empty this table, okay, because there might be some data here already. Just few more seconds. Yeah, it's available. Okay, so if I just say one, if I do preview data, okay, so we do have data here, and if I run my code now, our code will actually treat this data as a previous data. So I just need to truncate this table. I'm just going to say truncate. Price. Same statement as delete star from table. Okay, so now my code is deleted. Everything is all good. I'm just going to copy paste my code there. Okay, I just took my Visual Studio code that we were seeing yesterday, and same code I have just pasted here in the glue script. Okay, the same code, and it's commented after my last print statement on line number 69. One more thing I'm going to make change here. Let's see what is the number of TPUs that we are having. And actually we can run this job with 5 also. No need to waste money. Just say run here. It's running, and let's see what we can see on the output logs. I'm just going to open my output logs here. In few seconds, we will have some data here. Okay, and one more thing, maybe not tomorrow, maybe by Thursday, we will be finishing this project code explanation. Friday, I will show you how to connect with EMR systems and what is EMR, how actually EMR works on cloud. Okay. And maybe we will have one more class on Monday to have some last questions, doubts, or those things. After that, feel free to connect with me. Okay, we won't be having the regular classes, but feel free to connect with me if you have issues, or if you need some help in resume questions or anything. If you need help, just feel free to connect with me. But yeah, Monday is probably going to be the last class. Okay, so if you see the status here, the other first two one is just the log4j warnings. And if you see, it says status of this query is actually finished. So this is the query, and if I just show you this line, basically we are executing this line. If you just come on to my phone, like my code actually went from here. Okay, it just says print. It just says actually it says nothing. It just reads my source file. It reads my source file. It tries to execute unload data redshift. We come here on the my functions. Okay, and we execute unload data redshift, and it says this last line status of, then first I am printing my query ID, second I am printing my status. So same command I have got here, status of the particular query ID is finished. Okay, and I'm successfully able to read my data into my data frame. And if I resume this, okay, nothing is here. If I just say it failed, it's got failed. Why it got failed? Data frame object has no attribute active indicator. Just a second. Previous data frame active indicator. Why? Okay, this will not work. Forget about this line. Okay. I'm just going to run this code again. Right now, for now, just forget about this line. I'm going to show you what we were trying to achieve there. Actually, that line is copied at wrong position. Statement is actually correct, but just the positioning is wrong. Yeah. So what? Okay, we will say resume. Yeah, status is finished. Converted dynamic frame to data frame. Okay, this thing is done. I'm just waiting for this last line. Yeah, and if you see here, I am saying previous data frame length is 0. This means okay, right now we have not loaded any data into Redshift. That means my code will automatically treat that my data load that is the day 1 data load. Okay, because I have no data into my previous data frame. That means I have nothing to compare with. That means it is a day 1 load, and whatever I am getting, I just have to copy paste that into Redshift. You got this point, that what we are doing here, I'm just printing the length of previous data frame. I'm just simply see, I'm trying to take one record from my previous data frame, and even if there's not even a single record, that means my data frame is empty, and that also means I am doing the day 1 load. Is it clear?
Yes, Joe. Yes, Jalas.
Okay. And this code, whatever we have seen till yesterday, is it clear?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. And one more thing, actually, if you come here on the job, and if you come here in the job details, if you slightly come down, it is this location. Okay, I have saved my functions.py file. That means I have saved this code. This code I have uploaded onto S3 buckets. Okay, if I just open this S3 location, duplicate. What's the location here? Data engineer course directly. So I'm having that same my functions.py file. It should be, yeah, it is here. I just took the SVRI of this file from here, copied it and uploaded it here in the S3 Python library path. So this is the reason why if I delete this statement from here, I won't be able to import my functions, and I won't be able to call unload data redshift or any of the function that is defined inside this my function. So this is the way. Okay, this is the way. If we have some extra py files that we want to include those files in our code, we can do it like this. Just need to paste the location of that particular extra py code here. Py code means Python code. Okay. So moving ahead. So we have successfully identified that we are going to do the first time load here. I'm just going to uncomment my code now. Till the else part. Okay, so now just save this code. Now we know, like, first of all, I'm checking. Okay, I just printed my length here. That is a one thing, but I'm also checking if the length of this exact thing, like if this is 0. Okay, this is what we have seen, that output of this len previous df.take1 is actually 0. That's what I'm saying here. If it is giving us 0, that means there's no data found at previous location. Then we are going to perform the day one load, or you can say that then we are going to perform the load data from scratch load. No comparison, no SCD will take part. Only some transformations are going to happen. Okay, and just for a very simple demonstration purpose, I am just converting my price column into new price column. Okay, and removing dollars into dollar sign. That's mean I'm going to create one new price column in the D column. I'm going to create one new price column here. This is going to be called new underscore price. I'm going to remove this dollar sign from there. That's all I'm doing here. Okay. Then what I do? Here, we need to generate a surrogate key. Okay. Let me actually take some records. 25 is sufficient number. Okay. So if I just do it like this, so we need to actually assign a surrogate key here. Surrogate key is something we discussed yesterday also, but just let's do it again. We need to assign some continuous numbers here. Okay. To do this, to assign surrogate key, what we have to do? Okay, let me delete. Let me close this file. Won't save. Yeah. So to do assign surrogate keys, what we have to do here, we will use the function called monotonically increasing ID in the PySpark. Okay, this is the function in a PySpark which gives you increasing IDs. Okay, increasing IDs, it will give you, that means in simple terms, it will assign or it will create randomly increasing number. Maybe it can give 1 here, 4, 56, this, and like so on. It will just keep enhancing the numbers on every row that it has seen inside the data frame. Okay, but this we cannot see. One guarantee is there in monotonically increasing ID. If you read its definition, if you read the function definition, one guarantee is there that the number it gives are going to be in sequential order only. Okay, The numbers are going to be in sequential order only, but there's no guarantee. Sorry, numbers are going to be in increasing order only. Okay, it will be like 1, 4, 56. It can be any number, but it's going to be more than the previous one only. But there's no guarantee of a sequential numbering. That means it cannot be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like that. So, but we need this sort of surrogate keys. Okay, we need a proper sequential order. So what we will do, first we will generate a column called IDX using the with column. Okay, it is the same with column that we are using for deriving the columns in our Spark programs. Okay, and using the same with column, we are going to create this IDX column. Basically, this is my IDX column. Okay, and then what I am doing, I am applying a window over on. I am doing order by IDX and I'm applying a window there. If you are a SQL developer, then you know what is a window function. It just creates a window on top of your data frame. And this W, if you see this W, I have imported this W here on top as window from PySpark.sql. I have imported window. Okay. So if I again come back to my W, so what I'm doing here, I am first of all I'm generating a IDX column that it's going to give me continuously increasing numbers on my rows. Then I'm creating a window on order by of IDX. Then again using with column, I'm creating a column surrogate key. And what I'm doing on same window spec that I've got created, that means a window function, then order by, I'm simply creating a row number. Okay, that means I'm going to create a row numbers, and these are my row numbers. I have created windows on IDX. I'm ordering it by the same thing, and then I'm just simply creating row numbers. And these row numbers, I'm calling it as my surrogate key. Okay. Then once my use of IDX column is done, I'm simply dropping it. I'm simply dropping my IDX column. If you just see, I'm dropping my IDX column, so it will be deleted. So my data frame will look something like this after the execution of these 4 lines of code. Okay. What will happen after this? I will create a column name as load time. Okay, I will create a column name as load time. Okay. Current timestamp of the system, I will assign it to it, and I am going to convert the timestamp into a date. So what is the date today? It's 1306. So I am going to get here 1306 2023. Okay, this is what I'm going to get here on all the rows. Let's say this is my day 1 load. So this is what I'm going to get on all of my rows once I perform this. Once I perform this load timestamp part. Okay, after this execution, I'm going to perform that. Then I'm also creating my active indicator. I'm using with column to create one more column that is called active indicator. And I'm simply assigning literal Y on all the rows. Okay, I'm just going to say Y and just going to apply it on all of the rows. So this is how my data frame will look like after the complete processing. That means I will have surrogate keys in my data frame. I will have a new price column basically in my data frame. I will have load time and active indicator columns in my data frames. This is for first time load. Okay, do not forget this is for first time load. After that, I'm just printing the final count of the records that we have converted. At the time of writing, like we read this, like we have read it, like we read it with the help of the dynamic frame, and then we converted it into Spark data frame. Same thing we are doing here also. We are actually converting into dynamic frame. Okay, we are saying dynamic frame from DF. Okay, that means from a Spark TF, we are going to convert a dynamic frame. Output is my dynamic frame that I'm going to create. And then I'm simply saying, right, dynamic frame from options. Okay, this means I am saying write my dynamic frame from this options right into S3, right onto S3 output path, and format is going to be Parquet. Okay, if you just check above, while reading, my format is CSV. While writing, I am saying write into the format of Parquet. Okay, this is all I am doing inside my if condition. I will just take a pause here. Look into this code. Look into this code from line number 71 to 95.
Just one question. What is the need of creating this random number? Line number 74.
Yeah, because Versa in PySpark we have no other function to generate surrogate keys. We need those surrogate keys in the data frame. So basically, it's like you will. Okay, if I just come back to my data, if you want a column like surrogate key in this format where you have sequential ordering, you can't get this directly. You have to use monotonically increasing ironing first. You will get a continuously increasing numbers. Apply a window function there, apply a row number there, and then use those row numbers as a surrogate key. So unfortunately, we have no direct surrogate key generating function.
So that column we are going to use it somewhere later.
So see, Varsha, this is like concept of dimensions and facts. Okay, that we have surrogate keys in our tables. We might not be using it, or we might be using it depending on the project requirement. But most of the times, we assign surrogate keys to our data in the dimension tables.
Okay, so this
You might
table
also
we
have
are.
this. Yeah. So I mean, you might also have the same requirement in your project. Might, I'm not saying definitely. So you can use this syntax there.
Okay, so as per this demo, this data we are considering as a fact table, and we are creating this surrogate key. So the later the same surrogate key can be used to correlate with the dimension.
You can say it like that, but right now we are generating a dimension table, not a fact table. So maybe when if in future we create fact table, we might use the surrogate key in that fact table. Say it like this.
Okay.
Okay. So now let's execute this code. Are we good for this? Okay, actually, basically, before executing, we also have this part. The more like the important one, we're just loading data into Redshift. So it's actually the same concept, okay? Like we executed unload data Redshift, same concept we have in the load data Redshift. Okay, so let's see it how actually we are doing it. So first of all, just remember till here on till line number 95, we were able to generate a dynamic frame and write that dynamic frame into a Parquet file format on S3. Okay, so in the S3 output path, we will be writing some data files here. Once our files are written, we have to copy those files into our Redshift tables. So for that, I am calling my function called copy data Redshift. If I just copy this here, I have one function copy data Redshift. OK, what the argument list says, I am passing RSS schema. That means Redshift schema name, Redshift table name, output path location, like where I have saved my files. Then I have a hard coded Y here. Then I have some other arguments. So this is actually kind of optional. I just, I have just kept it here just in case if you use this in future. I'll give you, I'll just pass on the knowledge that what does this ARGS means. Right now, you can just completely ignore this ARGS. Or maybe I can tell you actually. So here in the job details, we do have this job parameters like job name. OK, like this job name. And if you are passing some more arguments there, and if you want to access those arguments in your jobs, in your functions, it is this ARGS. OK, if you see above, I am simply using get resolved option, and I am just getting my job name from my whole system arguments. OK, from all the system arguments, I'm just getting my one argument job name. But if I had multiple arguments here, I will pass those list here, maybe job name. Then I will say path. I can say output, something like this. I can pass all the list, and all that list will be saved in the ARGS. So ARGS is the list of arguments that you actually pass from job parameters. OK. So I'm just going to undo here. ARGS basically is a list that you get from job parameters. If you have more job parameters, if you want to access them, you will be having those in the ARGS. Once you get that job parameters, you can simply use those in your code. OK. Now, I was talking about this part that we have defined our schema name. We have defined our table name. OK. Then I'm just going to pass my schema, my table, my SC output path that we have already defined in the top of this code. My hard coded Y. I'm going to tell you what this Y is doing here. And then the arguments, if required, we are actually not using these arguments, but just in case, if required, I'm passing it. When I come on my functions, OK, here when I come in here, same thing we are doing as a unloaded Redshift. I am just creating my details. OK, and this time if you see, I am simply creating my SQL copy command. OK, like we had created our unload command here. See the difference, just try to understand. Here we had created command here, and then we have passed that command into our method call. OK, we have passed directly the command. Here we have passed the details, and then I'm creating the command. So any of the way of doing it, you can use it. OK, I am simply saying copy my schema name. The schema name I received from my call of the function. Table name that I received from my this code, like this this schema and this table name. OK, these two details I will receive here. I'm saying copy into this schema name and table name. That means copy into this table name from the SC output path where we saved our Parquet files. And IAM role, use this IAM role. If I just show you my copy command that we have seen in OK, so this is my code. I don't need this. If you see this Redshift DDL, this is exactly what we are doing here. I am saying copy table name, I am saying from, and then I'm saying my IAM location. The same thing I have converted this copy command programmatically here in the my function. Okay, I am simply saying where it's gone. Okay, I'm simply saying here. I'm simply saying here that create this copy command like this one only, and use my table name, schema name, output path, and IAM role. My format is going to be Parquet. Okay, here my format is actually CSV. Here I'm saying my format is going to be Parquet, and comp update I'm keeping false. That means and state update I'm keeping actually true. I'm going to talk about these two things. Okay. Max error, I'm saying 0. That means I'm not ready to tolerate any errors. If you see any sort of errors, any schema mismatch, throw me the errors. Okay, I'm just saying throw me the errors when you see some schema mismatch. Okay, this is my SQL copy command. Okay, this I have created my SQL copy command. Then I'm also creating my SQL truncate command. So if you see, if you remember when I started this class today itself, I executed this command called truncate table name. Okay, here it is actually truncate schema dot table name, and I created the commands truncate table name. Basically, these are same things. Okay, so now it is actually following the load strategies. Okay, we might be having the requirement in the project to truncate the table. That means empty the table completely and then load the data inside that table. Okay, so we might have this requirement where we want to empty the table completely and then load the data inside that. Okay, or we might also have the requirement where we don't want to delete any data from the table. We simply want to append the new data inside our table. Okay, there are two approaches for that. So I am passing one variable called truncate flag. This truncate flag, see, in Python, arguments are not passed by names. Okay, remember this. Arguments are actually not passed by name. Those are passed by positions. Okay, so whatever is the position of my truncate flag, that is like fourth argument, and whatever I'm passing it here from the copy return at shift. If I just come down here slightly, it is a fourth argument that I have as a y. So basically this truncate flag is going to receive the y inside that. Okay, and I'm checking if my truncate flag is equals to y, then run two commands. Say begin. I'm running two commands. First is my truncate command, then is my SQL copy command. That means first I'm going to truncate my table, then I'm going to execute my copy table. Okay, okay, and if it is not y, then simply just run SQL copy command. Okay, so in the first condition, my table is going to be truncated. That means my all of the data inside my table is going to be deleted before loading it again. And in my second approach, line number 36 here, I'm simply going to copy the data inside my table, and it's going to, like, if I already had 100 rows, and then I'm going to get more rows inside that, like 100 plus whatever is the number of rows that we are copying there. And again, focus here. I am simply creating these variables. It is a variable. SQL copy is a variable. SQL truncate is a variable. This run SQL is also a variable. Okay. And before running my command, I'm just simply printing the command, and then I'm calling the same execute statement function that we had called yesterday. Yesterday we passed in the SQL the unload SQL. Today in a different function we are passing a run SQL. Run SQL, what it will have? It will have SQL truncate and SQL copy if we are looking to truncate our table. Otherwise, it will only have SQL copy inside that. Okay, otherwise we will only have SQL copy inside that. Then the same process I am doing here. Same process as we did yesterday. I am actually getting my response. From the response, I'm getting my query ID. And from here, I'm actually calling a function called check query status. It's actually doing the same thing that we have seen yesterday, just different styles of coding. I wanted to pass it on to you. That's the reason why I have used different style of coding here. But if you see, the idea here is actually same. I'm simply saying while true. Okay, like while not done and while true are the same statement. That means we are running infinite while loop. And if status is finished, we are breaking. If status is aborted or failed, I'm raising a exception and I'm returning the description of the status. Like what is the status? I'm simply returning that. Okay. Basically, if I remind you, when I'm going to say execute statement, my statement is going to be executed on Redshift, not on Glue servers. It is going to be executed on Redshift servers, and my code is supposed to wait until my query finishes. And for that, I have created a function called check query status, and it is doing the exact same thing that we were doing in the yesterday's while loop. We are running an infinite while loop until unless the status of my query is either finished or failed. If it is failed or finished, I'm going to I'm going to break out of this loop. But if it is failed, I'm also going to raise the exception here. Okay. So this is my whole command. This is my whole part. What I'm going to do here, I'm just going to make it easy for you to understand. What I will do, I will just take it on Notepad++. My calling function, and there it is. This is my Redshift data function. So yeah, I will request you to go through this code. This is my calling function. Okay, from here I'm actually calling my function, and then I have the function definition here. So let me just see if I can. Okay, yeah, look into this code and let me know if you have any questions here.
No questions from my.
Okay, Rama, do you have something?
No questions, Jalas. It's good. It's clear.
Okay, so let's actually do it like this. I'm going to clear my all of the things. Okay, this is good. This is good. This is good. And yeah, let's try executing this code. So basically, last time we just unloaded our data. Okay, this time we are going to unload and also going to upload it onto Redshift. So if I just show it to you, this table select star from this table name. It should be returning 0 records. Yeah, it's 0 records. Okay. Now let's execute this. Save it and execute it. Runs. I'm just going to take my run ID, come on CloudWatch, and here in the output, paste the stream name. Wait few seconds here. Okay, so you see, okay, so you see that we have seen that there's no data in the previous location. It also printed that what is the final count of our total records. Then this is the most important thing. Okay, this is the important thing. One thing also we need to understand that this query we created, okay, we created this query begin, then it is with y. That's why we also see truncate public table details or public AWM price details. We are truncate this table first, then we have semicolon here, and then I am running my new query to copy data into Redshift. Okay. This is the result of this statement on my functions print these two lines. It's actually shown in the output there. Just in case while you're trying something from your end, and if you see errors, if you see exception here, what you have to do is take this query from begin to commit. Okay, take this query from begin to commit. Come on Redshift, because here you will not see any error details. You will just simply see exception being raised. Just come on Redshift, paste this query and try to execute this query. If this query has any syntax error, it will be printed down here in the Redshift side. Okay, but before running this query, if I just select this details from this table, you see we have 1499 records here. We have got new price column created. This time it is like instead of dollars, we have a dollar sign here. And we have got surrogate keys assigned here. And we have got load time assigned here. Okay, you can see the data here. We have active indicator, load time, and everything is actually here. So this is how our day one load works. We are successfully able to load the data into Redshift. Okay, and even if I run this query again now, see, basically what we have done is if I just press enter here, and if I just press 2 or 3 times or 4 times tab here, if you see what basically we have done, we have like this separate query. Okay, we are first truncating our table, then we just have the copy query. The same copy query, if I execute it from here, it will be executed manually from the Redshift. But if I want to execute it from the glue, I have created that query. I have passed that query to my Redshift cluster, and then I have executed that query here. Okay, and I also have this output Airbnb location. So if it's like that only. If I just come here on my data engineer course, output से search करते हैं. This is the folder, and in this folder I'm getting my Parquet file created. It got created on June 13th, 2152. So yeah, this is how we create our day one load. This is how I upload my data into Redshift automatically. So till like in the Redshift course, in the Redshift classes, we had seen how to create a copy command and how to run the copy command and using for data load into Redshift. Today we have just seen the slide modification that how we can automate this process to load it into Redshift. So yes, if you have any questions, any doubts, any ideas, you can let me know.
So this data is getting copied to Redshift cluster also, and it is getting written into S3 bucket also.
Yes, right now, yes. Maybe if you do not want to have your S3 files in your, like if you don't want to have any files in S3, you can simply delete those files also once your Redshift load is completed. Just in case if you want, okay, but it is actually not recommended.
And from the code level also we can achieve this. I mean,
Yes, yes, obviously from the code level only. See, basically, if you see, I was about to discuss this thing, but I already have this function called what is this clean previous path. If you call this function, it will delete the files. I'm going to discuss about this function also, don't worry, but not right now.
So once this development is completed, if it's a particular task in the dev environment, as a developer, like how will produce, provide the scripts to unit testing people?
Git. We have Git configurations.
Okay.
You do Git add, Git commit, Git push.
Okay. Yeah. Locally or on cloud?
As per your choice. Azure DevOps also you can use. You can have CI/CD configured with AWS. You can have Git, as per your choice.
Okay. In this AWS cloud, where can I see the Git control?
It's actually CI/CD, and if you, I'm not sure because this is a DevOps kind of work. It's actually CI/CD pipelines we can create.
Yeah, that's true. But developer side also, we need to create a.
Actually, I never bothered about that because I just simply push my code into Git, and then whenever there's an issue or something, I just say it's talk to your guys.
Right. Yeah, there is a separate team will work on that, but we need to provide Git control, right? So Git.
No, nothing like that. So what did they do? They they configure your Visual Code or like whatever IDE is using, maybe PyCharm, maybe Visual Studio Code. They configure it with the Git, and you just do Git push from here, and it will be loaded into cloud. Okay. If they have configured. If they have not, then it's actually DevOps or what is this?
And what about if okay, one developer is working on all the data processing and the scripts are ready, and other developer needs to do the peer review, then how we will provide the scripts to him?
Same thing. Git. Like if I can do Git push, then other guy can do Git pull, no?
Okay. We will provide the Git link and he can access that one.
Not even need to provide Git link. If you see, if this is a Git library and if I do Git pull here, my library will be updated with the latest version of the cloud library.
Right. Okay, got it. But even though there will be a shared drive where all team can provide, save the files. Like
Yeah,
in
that also you can do.
like Databricks, so the people will keep all the files, all the notebooks in a particular
Yeah,
place. So
that also you can do. Depends. I said that depends on your requirement. Mostly it is Git. If you have database, obviously notebooks you can also share.
Okay.
And see the line number 105, 106, and 107. It's related to DynamoDB. That's why I skipped this thing. We will cover this.
Okay. Right. So if it is not Redshift, if it is Snowflake, only the connection links will be changed. Rest of all, it will be similar, right?
Yeah, if I just show you Snowflake Glue, this is the code.
Okay.
Two jar files you have to download, save them in the S3, provide the connection details, and then you can use it.
Okay. Are we going to discuss next class the Snowflake?
It's actually not in this code, but yeah, I'll tell you. No issues. I'll tell you how to do it. No issues. I'll share this script with you.
Yeah, that will be that will be good.
Actually, it is this thing. Okay, if you just try to, if you just do it like this, how to connect Snowflake with AWS Glue. See data. These guys are worst. They only just want to charge you. That's all.
How to configure? Right.
I mean, these are actually is a company. Basically, they create connectors. So you guys don't need to do anything.
Right.
Yeah, it is this is script actually only. Refer this block.
Great. Thank you, Dilip. And you already shared the notebooks yesterday. But thing is, if you might be change some modifications, could you please reshare those files, 2 files?
Yeah. I mean, at the end of this project, I will definitely reshare the file.
Right. Okay, Jalas, thank you so much. I'm done with my questions.
Okay.
One question I have. Can you go to the editor once? No, not here. From where this jobs are running, this Py scripts. Yeah. So here. So this only we are cloning it to into a Git, right? This whole thing.
No. Right now, I'm just copying this script into this editor.
So when it's about doing from development to QA or some testing, so how this whole thing will move?
Come again?
I mean, suppose this code changes I have done in development. In the user whatever the code is there, I have saved it in. I have make it as a final. Now I have to go different environment with this same code. So how would we doing that in real environment?
See, again, it's a work of DevOps, but yeah, just to let you know that we do create multiple AWS accounts, and we just move it to from dev to UAT and like that.
So there would be a button, or I mean, through the Git only.
It's actually a AWS service. I'm not actually remembering its name actually right now. Just a second. Cool. It's a CI/CD pipeline. It's code commit. Forget about this thing. This is code commit. Yeah, this one. You can learn about this one. code commit. Okay, code commit, code deploy, code artifacts, all these things. This is all related to your pipeline movement and all those things.
Okay.
Yeah, any more questions for sir?
No question. But just last question. Can you show it again the navigation of this editor?
You just type code commit here. Just type code
No,
commit.
the PyScript, the glue one, the glue editor. Uh, I mean, how did you reach? I mean, what did you type? How did you navigate up to here?
Just create jobs, ETL jobs, and just click on the job name and you will get this.
Okay. No question from my side now.
Okay, then yeah, then we can drop and we'll connect tomorrow. Thank you guys.
Right, thank you.